So day 40 of scaling my marketing consulting agency to 10k a month. A very good day. Once again, I'm recording this video kind of like the day after. It tends to be that I've been trying to put my all into the days and then, end up just recording the video the next day rather than making the decision to be like really tired at the end of the day, like in my nightwear being like, oh yeah, it was a really good day. Anyway, see you later. Because I did a few of those and I just wasn't able to give as much information about like everything that was actually happening in the day because I was just so tired and done with it. Not like in a negative way, just obviously just me in general. Like I was very tired and like fatigued from the day. But yeah, very good day. So I got up at 5:30. I was at my desk by 6, and I didn't. Well, I did leave. I definitely did get up before 6 p.m. To eat and to go on a little walk, of course. But I did a 12-hour work day. Very good. I can literally pull up like all the stuff that I was doing because I was keeping track of it. But some of the main things that I was doing, there are some like really specific things that I was doing like for the business that will obviously get it into a better position. But one of the main things that I was actually focusing on yesterday was I was doing a lot of work around mindset, basically, because one of the major things that I've realized in the last 2 weeks is that, well, for one, some of the most successful businesses are as a result of one individual taking a lot of risk up front and basically being able to withstand that to a level that other people around him or her couldn't do. That's like the fundamentals of a lot of very successful businesses, about being able to be okay with basically locking yourself in a room for 12 hours a day and working very hard on something that only you fully understand, and then trying to take that to the next level, to things that a lot of people either don't realize is possible or that they just see as possible just in the world, but not something that they would be able to do themselves or people that they know, ordinary people, basically. And the kind of fundamentals of business and trying to have a successful business and start your own one from scratch is being able to withstand a lot of pressure, not let your emotions get to you or overwhelm you. And the kind of like in the last 2 weeks, I did let that happen. Basically, I had some times where I let a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety really get to me. And it led to me doing less work on the business. It led to a lot of deals like falling through, me not following up on leads and appointments that were no-shows. And I could have made a show to that. And not only did that mean that the business itself wasn't able to progress as much as it could have, it also meant that I just like objectively kind of wasted money, and obviously having to refund somebody and having bad client communications, etc., etc. Like it just put a downer on the month. And obviously because we're already like 9 days into February and we're 40 days into the year, I'm realizing, wow, that's like really quick. Like, 3 times what's happened in the past from the start of the year is 120 days. That sounds like a lot. That's like 4 months. So I'm just starting to think about, I really need to make sure that fundamentally, because of everything that I've just mentioned, I am good in my head, basically, or at least I'm moving consistently in the right direction so that I can be the type of person that is worthy of a business doing 10k a month, for example, eventually. Because at the minute I'm not, which is why I don't have it, because I don't know the things that I need to know to be able to handle that many clients or produce results in an amazing way for that many clients. Or in general, it's like what I have to do, and me getting to this goal of 10k a month is basically like a list of, I need to tick all of these boxes, which is I can, and we can go through the whole process of it. Like I can run ad campaigns that are really good, that will mean that I get lots of calls in. I can then improve my sales ability and my appointment setting so that I can get more people on calls and close them and make them clients. I then, when I'm working with them, can communicate really well with them and give them good results that make them really happy, which will make them give me testimonials, which will then push my business forward even further, because my sales and my conversion rate will go up, and the amount of calls that I book in will go up because of the amount of amazing testimonials that I have. People trust me more, etc., etc. Then if I can take on and handle more clients, I will then earn more money as a result of that, because I'm handling a lot of volume, and I'll only be able to do that if I can obviously handle them emotionally with the skills that I have, etc., etc. So what you can see from that like long kind of causation chain is that all I need to do is basically solve all of those and tick all those boxes in a way, and I'll eventually hit the 10k a month mark. And like my mentor was saying to me in the past, when he actually hit it, he didn't even realise, really. He had to like check, and he was like, oh, I've probably like done quite a bit this month, right? And he realised, and at that point it wasn't even that crazy of a milestone, because he'd known from like all the pain and all the basically shit that he had experienced and had to go through to get to that point, that he had put the work in, he had the tests and experienced everything that meant that he was now worthy of having a business that did that kind of volume, in terms of revenue and how many clients he had on at the time. And I guess that's just where I'm trying to get to. And a lot of that, in terms of what I was specifically working on, I'll kind of go through it. So I made like a mindset foundations and training page, which is just like one page of me basically saying, this is what I've been struggling with. I said, like, today was a very good day of work. I was talking about day 40. Some of the issues that I've faced in the past have been around low mood and even depressive kind of thoughts. Like I mentioned in these videos before, this time last year I was at university. I was very unhappy because of a lot of reasons, but I think because I knew I wanted to have a business in general, and I didn't want to be. I just became unenchanted basically with the degree that I was doing. I didn't see where the 4 years would take me and how that would be good for my life. And then everybody that I'd speak to, they didn't get that. People were, I don't know, just very much involved in, as they would, because they are like the student lifestyle, and I couldn't get myself to go out like 3-4 nights a week and do all that. I mean, I didn't have the money for it either, but I couldn't get myself to do that. And then just like the whole like going out until 3 a.m. and then doing a 9 a.m. lecture. It wasn't about the sleep. It was more about, that was the kind of culture, and I just couldn't get into it, because I knew like what I wanted to do was like grind on something so hard that I was passionate about. And I mean, ultimately a lot of people like want to do that, and that's like, they were doing that, but they were just having a good life as well. But I think I wanted to take it to the extreme in the way that I'm doing it now, which is find people that really, really fucking grind for things that a lot of people don't think are possible, and I love it. I'm loving doing it. At the end of the day, I can be unhappy, or not unhappy, but I can be like annoyed about it's not at where I want it to be at, because obviously it's not like the whole point of this challenge is 10k a month at the minute. For February I've done nothing, not had any new clients come in because I'm not running a campaign. I'm going to be talking about that in a second. But I think the main thing is you can be happy about the fact that on a day-to-day basis I am doing healthy things to ensure that I am working towards a goal that I'm passionate about, that I care about, and that in general I should wake up and feel very happy, very empowered, very lucky and appreciative as well. And I spoke about this in this document, about the fact that I can do that. So I said, like, I'd faced an incredible amount of anxiety and resilience towards like calling leads, client communication during bad times. I've spoken about that a lot. How to improve this? On a daily basis, I had to prove that I can do what I say I can, or that I say that I'm going to empower myself and improve my self-talk. A lot of my self-talk was really bad in the last couple of weeks, where I would have bad conversations with my clients, and then I knew that I had to change something, but I let the anxiety get to me, and that meant that I didn't do the thing that I knew I had to do, and therefore the cycle continues. And with this kind of stuff, like, the only way is through. Like, you just have to do the work, and that's the way through it. And it's the same with a lot of things. If you go to the gym and you don't go to the gym one day, it's like, what's going to be better for you ultimately? Is it going to be just realizing that you didn't go to the gym when you said you should have, but carve out a bit of time during another section of your day to go? That's going to be your best option, rather than being like, oh, I didn't go today, I feel really bad about it, so I'm just going to get a chocolate bar and like lay on my bed for a bit and watch a video because I deserve it, so I get the rest. Like, it's just not, for me anyway, that just doesn't wash. Like, in my head and myself, like, I know that's just a load of bullshit, I guess. So it's like, it just doesn't work with me, and that's why it feels numbing to my brain. It feels horrible because sometimes I'm like, look, I've done a lot, I'm like doing a lot at my age, etc, etc. Like, I've been able to achieve a lot already. I got like a job to sustain myself, I moved away from home at 19, and all of this, and like me just being able to sustain myself and have enough money to do like normal things isn't even a thought in my head anymore. And that is a good thing, yeah, of course, and I'll be appreciative of it and think good of myself for the hard work. But if that means on a day-to-day basis that I'm trying to convince myself that's a good enough reason to just like sit in bed and watch a film instead of work for what I want to do and what I want to achieve, it's not going to work. It's not going to wash in my head, and I'm going to feel shit about it. So can't do it. What I was saying for that, to try and be appreciative and grateful for where I am at, though, is I was saying this: you're trying to help some people earn some more money and make their businesses bigger. You're not trying to end poverty. It's like that whole idea of, I'm not that important. I'm just trying to help a small subsection of people that have medical clinics to earn a bit more money for their business and improve their lives a little bit. If I can do that, I can also improve my life a lot. Your grandparents' generation were being sent to wars of which many people died. You live in a beautiful town, somewhere many people dream to visit. That's true. This is like a spa town, which like in the UK is like a cool thing. It's like a royal spa town. Like, they had like, historically they had like these baths there before there was like spas and stuff like that. And it was a royal town because of Queen Victoria named it a royal town because it's very beautiful, gardens, etc, etc. Somewhere many people dream to visit. Obviously there's people in other countries that would love to come to a place like this. You have your part-time job, which you quite enjoy, yeah, and that earns you a good amount of money. It allows you to be self-sufficient and work towards your dreams. It's like the fundamentals of it. It's great. You use some of this money to pay for your own room and workspace, your own equipment, investments to make your dreams come alive on the ads, on this camera, for example, like this microphone. You have the ability to travel places, you're healthy, you have the most wonderful girlfriend to share all these experiences with. What is more beautiful than striving towards your own dream and being independent but so loved along that journey? It doesn't matter what part of the journey you're on right now, it matters that you're on it and you're making progress every day. Well done. There we go. And that is great. And I couldn't have said it better if I did it myself. No, I'm only joking. I obviously wrote that earlier on. And then so on the actual business itself, I made a little strategy document talking about my client ads before, what went wrong with them, how I can make sure I can make it better. I picked out some of the ads that I've done in the past, how I can make those better. Some of my competitor ads, and then I went through all of the ads that some of my competitors were running, and I watched the videos, and then I wrote out the script that they had used. I then looked at their pages. For some reason, some of the qualification questions that they have on their landing pages are like word to word the same. So something's going on there. They're clearly getting it from someone. So I need to look into that. Maybe it is Cameron's way of doing it, and they're part of License and Scale. Who knows? Because I know one of them is at least. But I did all of that. That was like pages, like 11 pages. Like, it took fucking ages because there was like 30 ads, and I was just watching them all, and they're like a minute long each. So that's like 30 minutes. But then I have to watch it at half speed, trying to write it down as quickly as possible, because obviously even at half speed, it's hard to write as fast as someone's saying the words. Especially when it's an ad and it's very quick. So yeah, I did all that. I then uploaded yesterday's video and sorted all that out, so that's great. I made notes on a video around basically how to like reinvent yourself, but like the main things that I learned through that, very cool stuff. There's this experiment called the double slit experiment, which is basically scientists wanted to find out, like through quantum mechanics, like those kind of scientists, they wanted to work out whether matter behaves as particles or as waves. So they basically had a light source which went through a metal sheet at two slits, the double slits, two slits, and then that projected kind of a pattern onto a screen for them to be able to see if it's like a particle or if it was like a wave. But what they saw beyond this, and I'll get to the interesting bit, is that if they were to place an observer to watch the light source itself, the outcome of the experiment changed. So at the quantum level, the way that you observe the matter changes the matter itself. So basically the idea there is that the way that you view the world changes the world itself. If your external reality looks like you're a bit fat, obviously out of shape, not healthy, you're not living in the city or the country that you want, and you don't have the amount of money that you want, that's a reflection of your internal reality, which is ultimately your identity. So your current reality and life circumstances are a result of your past actions. Obviously that's having an internal locus of control. And then even if it's not your fault that certain things happened in your life, it's still your responsibility, and you have power to be able to change those. So you can see how I'm doing all this basically mental training to be able to look at myself and go, you have to change fundamentally your identity to become the person that would do the things that you need to do to get to where you want to be. So that's it. It's been a very long video, but there we go.